Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about food and drinks and what is healthy and what is unhealthy, and just to keep everyone safe and healthy, and possible chemicals or poisons you could be ingesting. And I'll also go into how you cook your food, if you use a microwave, how you cook your food. And this is also really important if you're fasting, to eat healthy. And there's a lot to look out for that you shouldn't be eating, but there is a lot of alternatives, a lot of healthy stuff that you can be eating. And so this might be a little bit long of a video, but it's going to be an important one. So today's video, as I said, is about food and drinks. The first thing I want to talk about is drinks. I suppose it's going to be the easiest because there's not as much drinks. The first thing I want to talk about is, I guess, water. You're going to want to be drinking alkaline water, which is water that is alkaline to us on the pH scale. As you see right here, our body's pH balance is at 7.35, so almost a 7.5, but not quite. On average, about a 7.35 on the pH scale. And so anything over 7.35 is would be alkaline to us, and of course anything under 7.35 is acidic to us and very damaging, very unhealthy. Obviously anything alkaline is healthy. So now when acidic things, you're going to want to stay away from acidic things, and this is more for your water. Because you can test your water with a pH kit. You can go to your local pool store, or of course you can order it online. I know there's pool stores all over, and you could go to your local pool store and get a pH tester to test the acidity of your water. And you're gonna need this chart that you're looking at right now. You're going to need this chart that you're looking at right now, because the chart that they have only goes from red to orange to yellow, because pool water is always acidic, which is kind of interesting. So obviously not healthy to be swimming in a pool with chemicals that is very acidic, because I think they have it at like light orange or something like that is what a pool should be at, or something, which is very acidic orange, And so you're going to want to be testing your water. I guess the first thing I want to touch on is there's so much you could be looking out for. But as far as water goes, you just want to be alkaline. Just test your water with the pool kit. Also, if you have a certain kind of water that you're getting that you think is safe, it'd be good to. There's a lot of people who have videos on who test water, and I'd urge you to look those up if you get a specific kind of water. Some people test a lot of different kinds, and their findings are very interesting. So, one thing I'll touch on is Fiji water and Evian. It's like a pink water with mountains, and I believe it's Evian. Also, Fiji water is alkaline. It's found to be very alkaline and actually beneficial to your body instead of poison. Acidic is just toxic to your body, and if things are acidic, it kind of gives food to cancer cells and to arthritis. Arthritis can thrive just as well as cancer and osteoporosis. All these other things thrive in acidic conditions, and when you put acidic things in your body, which is like most water bought in stores, I'm sure some tap water is very acidic as well. And so cancer, osteoporosis, arthritis, all these terrible things, and much, much more, do thrive in acidic conditions. So when you're putting acidic things into your body, you're feeding arthritis and cancer and osteoporosis and just other terrible things. Those are just the three things I have written down because they're the worst. Now, I guess I'll touch on. There's so much bad to look out for. One big thing that I want to touch on, though, is artificial flavors. I want to touch on artificial flavors, because artificial flavors seem to be just chemicals. I've done research, and that's why I'm doing this. Artificial flavors seem to be just chemicals, which is poison, which is acidic, which is toxic, and causes cancer, causes all these other things. Some things you're going to want to look out for is artificial flavors and preservatives as well. Preserves are good to eat. Preserves are just fruit, usually fruit that's preserved. It's preserves. I'm talking about preserves are usually fruit that's preserved, and that's all it is. It's really essentially fruit. But preservatives are very harmful to your body, because they're chemicals as well. And so a couple things you're going to want to look out for is aspartame, high fructose corn syrup. Those are two ones that I'm going to talk about. Artificial sweeteners, all artificial stuff, as I'm saying, it's just going to be chemicals. So you're going to want to look out for chemicals and artificial things. But I'll get into that a little bit. Okay, so high fructose corn syrup, the first one I mentioned, I'll talk a little bit about. I read a study in it, and it says as high fructose corn syrup has increased in things, soda, all this other stuff, foods. As high fructose corn syrup has increased in things, the levels of obesity and other health-related problems have increased. Obviously, some wonder if there's a correlation or a connection, and of course, there most likely is. I can't say for sure, but it's pretty obvious that there is some correlation between chemicals being put in our food and poisons and our health going down. Now, corn syrup itself is not good for you exactly, but it's not that bad. Corn syrup is from corn, and there could be GMOs in there, and I think it has sugar too, but nothing like high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup actually is known to have chemicals in it. There's been mercury in it, and high fructose corn syrup is much worse. It's just full of sugar, and it's this syrup that if you knew what it was in its true form, you wouldn't be eating it. The producers let out a lot of mercury at one time. Obviously metal, like a liquid metal. It's in thermometers. You've heard of people, drinking thermometers, which is mercury, and obviously getting very sick. Well, there was mercury, lots and lots of mercury got out, and obviously toxic and acidic to people, and people started testing it. People started finding mercury in their bodies, and then they were testing their food, and they found mercury in it. They traced it back to the high fructose corn syrup, and they obviously stopped doing that. There stopped being mercury in it, and so there isn't really mercury in it now. But that goes to show you how much they care, on how much care goes into high fructose corn syrup. You'd be mercury in it, and it's all right. It's about the same. It's that bad. So it really is, and it's gross. I mean, seeing it like it's natural. It's mixed in with food. When it's mixed in with things like soda, the syrupy, it goes the syrupness of it, the consistency of it goes down and into a more relaxing form. But it's just sugar and chemicals, and so you're gonna want to watch out for high fructose corn syrup, because sugar in that amount is just no good. It's really no good at all. And so I said I'd talk about liquid first, and that's why I went over high fructose corn syrup, because high fructose corn syrup is found in sodas a lot. Now, you should lay off soda completely, because it's very acidic. It's very acidic and is toxic to your body, as we went over on that scale. On this scale here, it's extremely acidic to your body. And acidic is poison. Alkaline, obviously, is beneficial. It's not poison. It's the opposite of poison, is alkaline. And as I said, our body is, our pH balance for us is 7.35. Under that is acidic, and over that is alkaline. So as a pool, you can get the pool kit to test it, and if it comes up green or blue or even purple, if it comes up green or blue, it's going to be alkaline and not only safe to drink, but it's going to be most likely alkaline. If it's yellow, though, it's probably going to be acidic for sure, if it's just pure yellow. Or if it's worse, red, obviously red is no good to drink. That's very acidic and toxic and inflaming, and it will inflame your body. It can cause cancer and other things that are very bad. So you shouldn't be drinking soda because it's very acidic. I urge you to cut out soda completely. And test your water to be drinking alkaline water. As I said, most water is acidic, but and so this is a very important thing to do. I splurge on water because I buy Fiji water. Apparently Evian is also good, I found. And it's as people know, most of our body is actually water. We're actually over 50% water, if you can believe that. Like, our bodies are made up of water. And so I splurge, but it's a necessity of the life because it's alkaline, it's good for you, So also I drink 100% juice, which is very good. Juice is good for you. Now, water and 100% juice, alkaline water is good. I'm not sure about tea. But you shouldn't be drinking soda or other carbonated beverages. Obviously, other flavored drinks have chemicals in them and just artificial chemicals, artificial flavors. They say artificial flavors, but it's actually chemicals. I'll get into that a little bit later because it's very interesting how they do this. They say artificial, but it's actually a toxic poison. It's artificial. That's all they have to say, is it's artificial, and they could poison you. It's very interesting how they can do this. I've researched it, and to find out what these chemicals are that they put in here. They're toxic, they're poisonous, they're harmful if swallowed, but they don't have to put that on there. All they have to do is put artificial. So do not eat or drink artificial flavors because they're chemicals and they will harm you. People drink them every day. They might not kill you, but they might kill you, and they might give you cancer. Cancer and other horrible things. And so they're really bad. You got to look out for that. Now, high fructose corn syrup is everywhere, but there's ways around it. I don't know if people aren't looking for it and they don't think it's that bad, but it certainly is. Obviously, and it's something you should look out for to avoid. Obviously, some people are awake, though. Some people know it's bad because it's avoidable. As I said, high fructose corn syrup is avoidable. There's ways around it. A lot of stuff has alternatives, like syrups and jellies are one thing. There's a lot of different alternatives I can talk about, like peanut butter and jelly. Jif has like a GMO-free, gluten-free, no artificial anything peanut butter. All their peanut butter's like that now, and they just came out with that. So if people are looking for healthy options, Jif has that. Another thing, I always used to get the regular jelly. Just like the off the shelf brand, and the ingredients are not good. It's one of the first ingredients seems to be high fructose corn syrup, and so there's a lot of different options. One option is Smucker's has Simply Fruit. Sorry about that. One option is Smucker's Simply Fruit, and they have all natural ingredients. That's kind of like a mainstream, you'll find that in a lot of stores. Smucker's Simply Fruit. I have another one here that's called, the brand is actually Simply Nature, and their slogan is all natural food. And this is just preserves, is what this says. As I said, preserves are good, but preservatives are bad. And the ingredients are just sugar, organic raspberries, water, and fruit pectin, and citric acid. So citric acid isn't really good, but it seems like you can't find a way around some of this. But you can certainly find a way around high fructose corn syrup as far as jelly goes. And another thing I wanted to get into was syrup for pancakes, like just regular syrup. The ingredients for that are really bad. Um, and there's alternatives to that. You should be buying 100% maple syrup. That's just out of 100% pure maple syrup. That's what I've found. That is really, really shocking that people don't realize this. But I have this one here, and it says 100% pure maple syrup on the front, and on the back there's no ingredients. And why do you ask? Because they don't have to put ingredients. The ingredients on the front, 100% maple syrup. Okay, now looking over at the other syrup, which is just, it says pancake and waffle syrup. You know, just like the tall plastic bottle that's skinny at the top, with thick syrup in it. And let's look at the ingredients of this one. Well, how are they different? You say, well, it's not 100% maple syrup. Let's read the ingredients. Corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, water, artificial and natural flavors, salt, cellulose gum, caramel color, sodium hexamophosphate, sodium benzate, and sorbic acid. And then it has in parentheses preservatives. So that's how they're different. One is a natural ingredient from a tree that tastes delicious. The other one is a thick syrup. I should go over the 100% pure maple syrup. It's kind of syrupy, but it's mostly liquid, you know. It's a clean, kind of liquidy thing. And, of course, it's not like liquid. It's kind of syrupy, but it's pretty close. It's way closer to liquid than the other stuff. 100% maple syrup, it's just, and it's in glass, too. You know, it's obviously protected. And then you go over to the other stuff that's no good, that is just off the shelf in a plastic bottle. Now, that's one thing that is a really big one. Whew. Not only does it taste better, 100% maple syrup, but it's a natural all-plant syrup, and it's delicious. I used to go to Cracker Barrel, and they had 100% maple syrup, and I wondered why it was so good. It's because it was food, you know. I think that's funny. Corn syrup. The ingredients are corn syrup. There's high fructose corn syrup going down to past 1. Artificial and natural flavors. Artificial and natural flavors. So high fructose corn syrup, artificial and natural flavors. That's probably chemicals. As we went over, that's just chemicals. Cellulose gum. Don't know what that is, but doesn't sound great. Caramel color. So just coloring, because it's not natural. We're going to have to color this because it's just some clear chemical goo with sugar in it. And, you know, I can't even pronounce that one. And acid. Oh, and preservatives. It has at the end, parentheses, preservatives. There's so many ingredients. It takes a little bit. Preservatives, high fructose corn syrup, and artificial and natural flavors, and the one with plastic. When you could just be buying 100% pure maple syrup. It might cost a little bit more, but food costs money. You know, they're not going to make you pay for garbage. They can sell it cheap. You know, it's not profitable. But when they're selling nutrients like actual food, it might be a little bit more expensive. I don't even think it's that much more expensive. Like, it might be a few dollars more for food, for actual syrup, like maple syrup. And that one was one that was pretty bizarre to me. I hope it's bizarre to you, and I hope you can realize that how ridiculous is that? People don't even realize they're eating chemicals with just sugar, you know, when they could be eating maple syrup. So I wanted to get over that one. That one was a big one for me. And it's just started by me reading the ingredients. That's what all this is about. Not all of this, but a lot of this is just reading the ingredients of things. And so I make a lot of pancakes and French toast. So that one was a big one. One thing is eggs. You can research eggs. There's a lot of different kinds of eggs. A lot of different prices and a lot of different kinds. So research those. That's one thing you kind of got to research yourself. Is eggs, but yeah, I'd just throw away the old syrup, because it's not like you're wasting anything. It's inflaming and acidic to your body, and it's cancer causing, as we said. So it's not like you're wasting food. You're just throwing out chemicals and preservatives and high fructose corn syrup and artificial flavors, just chemicals. Yeah, that's rough. Okay. It's still at my house. That's why I'm reading it off the actual thing. That's rough. I'm just gonna throw it out because I'm just gonna. No reason for people to be eating that or drinking that or whatever they're doing there. But I had a little leak with some stuff there. Now back to what I was talking about. That tastes so much better. The 100% maple syrup. I spilled a little bit. Now, I shouldn't be doing this while hungry, I know, but that's all right. Now, as I was saying, real food costs money. It's actual nutrition. It's worth it. They're not going to make you pay for artificial food. I splurge on things like that, like maple syrup, like alkaline water. That's healthy for you. That's actual food because it's beneficial to you. It's actually food. As I said, they're not going to make you pay for chemicals that are easy to make in a factory that are not good for you. They're very poisonous to you and toxic. And you're going to feel better too. I can guarantee you that. Now, I wanted to touch on. Let's see. Yeah, vegetable oil. That's made with soybeans, so that might be GMOs. It's certainly not the worst thing because it's 100% vegetable oil. But the thing is, I got syrup all over. The thing is that that there's so much good things out there. The thing is that there's so much good things out there in terms of oil. Cooking oils. Olive oil is what I use to cook with, and that's really good. I like and it's also very beneficial, very alkaline. Olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, olive oil, all very, very alkaline, very good for you, and they're great for cooking. Coconut oil and olive oil, I know, are great for cooking. That's what I fry everything with, like when I make steak or anything that I'm frying, anything at all. I use olive oil. Sometimes I'll use butter too, but butter is just cream. Yeah, olive oil is great, and coconut oil, avocado oil, very alkaline, very good for you. Or vegetable oil, maybe not so much. Yeah, and it's cheap, so you know it's kind of made with a GMO, but not the worst thing, GMOs, but they have found to be very potentially dangerous. I should say. Now, ice cream's another thing. I had to just throw that on there. A lot of vanilla ice cream is made with artificial flavors. Chemicals. I don't know what that could be, but there's a lot of ice creams. I mean, I'm not a big ice cream eater, but ice cream you got to buy all chocolate is actual chocolate, but they for whatever reason they make. I assume it's vanillin, which is very toxic. I'm gonna get into that right now. Vanillin. It's not actually. It's vanilla extract, but it's just chemicals. I looked this up, and I'm gonna put the link for these vanillin websites, and I'll tell you why I found out this vanillin thing. This is part of the reason why I'm making this video, because you think everything's safe. Well, hopefully you don't think everything's safe. It's not, but you think some things are safe, and they're not. They're not. They're not. They're not at all. I got Hershey's syrup is another one before I get into vanillin, because I know it has vanillin. So I'm going to read the ingredients. This Hershey's syrup, which is just chocolate-flavored syrup, it has high fructose corn syrup, water, cocoa, potassium sorbate, preservative, and these preservatives, some weird gum, vanillin, artificial flavor. So I'm not going to read all of them. I'm just going to read some of these bad ones. High fructose corn syrup, preservative, vanillin, an artificial flavor. Vanillin is an artificial flavor, by the way, and it's a chemical that's flammable and toxic to your body. and I'll give you the link to this vanillin thing. One of these vanillin safety data sheet or material safety data sheet things. They have to post this up. This is very interesting right here. Okay, I'm gonna get into this now. I bought a dark chocolate Hershey's dark chocolate bar. I remember, and I thought that it would be good because cocoa is an antioxidant. Excuse me. Cocoa is an antioxidant, and so I thought, I'll get a Hershey's dark chocolate bar. That'll be good, because I had a sweet tooth type thing. But turns out it's not even an antioxidant because they process it with vanillin, which is a toxic chemical. I'm going to read the ingredients of this dark chocolate Hershey's bar. It's cocoa butter, processed with alkali, milk fat, lactose. It's got a lot of ingredients that I can't pronounce. I'm not going to do it. But I can get to the bottom. It says vanillin, artificial flavor, and then milk. Vanillin and artificial flavor. And so I thought, well, wow, that's weird. Artificial flavor. I don't see anything. I saw it because vanillin just sounds like vanilla, I was like, that can't be it. And so I researched it anyway. I researched vanillin. I looked it up. And here's what I found. On the little sideways squares where you see they have to put on like the side of trucks or things like that, like for chemicals or for gases. Obviously, it's a health hazard. Health hazard and a flammability. To the hazard identification section here, which you'll be looking at. It has flammability at a 1. This is on a scale, as you can see, 1 to 4. 1 being low, 2 being moderate, 3 being high, 4 being extreme. So 3 is high. 3 is high, and flammability is at 1. The toxicity of vanillin, which is in food, is at a 2. Body contact 0. Reactivity 1. I don't know what that can't be good. Chronic is at a 2. That can't be good. That just can't be good. On a different site here, it says caution, may be harmful if swallowed. May cause eye and skin irritation. May cause digestive tract irritation. Digestive tract irritation. It's light sensitive and moisture sensitive. That's on a different website. But going on along in this one that I'm going to put a link to in the description, right in the top of the screen. If you could go on this and still listen to the video with me if you want. Now, right in the top it says statement of hazardous nature. It says it's considered a hazardous substance according to OSHA, which is a safety group, obviously a well-known safety group. You could look them up, but they're all about safety, I know. So OSHA is making them put this up that it is considered a hazardous substance according to them and their safety group and administration and thing. That's the first thing it says on the vanillin website. You go to the emergency overview risk. Harmful if swallowed. You can go over this on the video too. Harmful if swallowed. But yet it's in your food. Okay, so swallowed, accidental ingestion of material may be harmful. Animal experience indicate that an ingestion of less than 150 grams, may be fatal, or may produce serious injury or to the health of the individual, or serious damage to the health of the individual. Can you believe that? And that's what vanillin is. That's what's in your food. That's what's in that dark chocolate bar I had. And now here's the kicker I found. I'm going to keep going on this website, and then I'll talk a little bit. Yeah, really, really bad stuff. Moving on to the first aid measures. Look at these first aid measures for vanillin, which is in your food. If swallowed, refer. I'm sorry, it's still funny because it's in your food, and then they put this on the website, which they legally have to. If swallowed, refer for medical attention, where possible, without delay. where medical attention is not immediately available, or where the patient is more than 15 minutes from a hospital, or unless instructed otherwise. That's just. And if product comes in contact with your eyes, wash it out immediately. And don't inhale vanilla dust. I mean, I don't get. Okay. So that's that. You can see that. You could catch all that on the website. Here's the kicker. Here's one of the kickers, is that once it's processed with a toxic chemical like vanillin, it takes out all the antioxidant benefits. And so it's not even an antioxidant benefit. But yet they still, look at this, they still label it, oh, it's antioxidant, yeah. It might be like well under 1% of an antioxidant. You know, it's not even close to 1% of an antioxidant once it's produced with a chemical. It probably isn't at all, but they still label it as that. They still label it, oh, it's an antioxidant. You know, get well here with this candy bar. But it's chemicals, it's poison, and it's not even an antioxidant. Not only that, but it's harmful if swallowed. It has poisons in there. But all they have to do is put artificial flavor on the thing, on the side, on the ingredients. All I have to do is put artificial flavor and chemical. And all I have to do is put artificial flavor, and it could be chemicals. And it could be poison. It is poison, as we can see here on this vanilla website. Link that I gave you. It's crazy. Crazy, because all they have to do is put artificial flavor, and it could be poison, and often is poison and chemicals that are acidic, very acidic, and toxic to your body, inflaming everything and potentially causing cancer, arthritis, osteoporosis. Those are just bone diseases. But it's so bad. And so that's all they have to do is put that on there. And as it says on the website, it can be fatal if swallowed. Can be fatal if 100 grams, you know, is ingested. 100 grams isn't a lot, but obviously they're putting less than 100 grams and less than 50 grams, you know, to, you know, keep us alive. Keep us buying their poison. Okay, now that's horrible. It's vanillin is said to be an extract of extract of vanilla, but of course it's not. Maybe part of it is, but it's a chemical, as you can see. So I thought that was pretty interesting. That's one wake-up call. I mean, that's what they do. All right, you could. There's the proof is all right there in the video and in this website I gave you. I mean, it's all right there that they can just put, and you can look on anything and you find vanilla, and like apparently it's a chocolate thing. They just put it in chocolate because they get away with it, and it's in other things also, I know. But either way, that's just horrible. They just have to say artificial, and it's chemicals. Okay. I want to talk about some other foods too, some other things. But although that should be a big thing right there, and it certainly was for me. Breads, there's often high fructose corn syrup in bread, but easily avoided. White bread can often be bleached. Another thing that I want to talk about is bake your own. I mean, make your own food, but bake your own bread. That's going to be a healthy thing to do. Baking your own bread. I'm sure there's a lot of recipes on the internet, but just let me know. My grandma makes really good bread. I can get the recipe from her. I know she makes really good bread and bakes it herself. Bake your own bread, but if you're going to buy it in stores, it's often bleached, so I'd recommend wheat bread, but not only wheat bread without high fructose corn syrup in it. There's a lot of options that have no high fructose corn syrup. Some of them are expensive, but also there's cheap ones. Like I have bread here that's a big loaf. It was a big loaf of bread, and it was like less than $2. It was like $1.30, $1.40, I believe, something like that. And for a big loaf of bread, and it has no high fructose corn syrup. It says right on the front, no high fructose corn syrup, no artificial flavors or colors. And that's what's important. I can't see the ingredients because there's none left, and I have it choked off. But that's what's important, is no high fructose corn syrup. Also, no artificial, chemicals. Isn't that great? So there's so many other alternatives. So that's pretty much it for liquid. We've already touched on liquid a while back before I got into that vanillin thing. Test your water with pool kits and to see if it's acidic or if it's alkaline. And don't drink soda because it's very acidic and it's just bad for you in general. So much sugar. And juices. I'm not sure about tea. I don't drink tea, so that's the one thing you're going to have to research yourself. Because I haven't done it. I don't drink it. I have no interest in it. But cheese, like dairy, is often used. Like milk, they often have hormones in it. Some of them, many places have a pledge, but you can see the pledge is only for like one chemicals. Like we didn't hormone induce our cattle with this specific chemical. So what about the other ones? I still trust that it's healthy if I see like some sort of pledge. I just like drinking cow's milk. I mean, diss me all you want, but I like cooking with dairy milk. There's other options out there for milk, but for cheese, you're going to want to not get processed cheese. I have some processed Kraft cheese here, and it doesn't look too bad because this one, I know it's not as good as like cheese you're going to get from the dairy or like actual natural churned cheese. It's just processed in a factory. And it's this processed stuff in a factory I don't even eat anymore. It says no artificial preservatives or flavors. So that's good. That's good. Now, as I talked about milk, you're not going to want hormones. There's other options for milk. I actually have almond milk here. The brand is Silk Almond. They have cashew milk, and it's called Silk Cashew. So maybe that's not the brand, but the big label is Silk Almond, and it's just almond milk. It's really good. If you wanted to just go natural about that, no sugar added. The ingredients are really healthy. I know because I looked at them. It's almond milk, sea salt, and sunflower lecithin, like sunflower extract, Gallian gum, whatever that is, and natural flavor, it says. So obviously not that bad there. And it tastes good. Just almonds, and obviously they have cashew milk too. As far as dairy, that's pretty much all I need to touch on. Now, some things that are, well, I'm going to touch on things that aren't good for you first. Fast food. I mean, one thing I want to touch on is ketchup. Ketchup often has a lot of bad stuff in it. I have ketchup somewhere that is it says no preservative on it, but it has high fructose corn syrup in it. And so that's no good. You don't want high fructose corn syrup. There is some ketchups without preservatives and high fructose corn syrup, but I can't find any in the stores I shop, and I don't even eat ketchup anyway anymore after I found that all out. You're going to want to research that. One thing that's good is mustard. Mustard is really good for you. Here's the ingredients: white distilled vinegar and water, mustard seed, salt, turmeric, which is very good for you. Turmeric is good for you. Paprika, extracts of paprika, onion powder. Onions are great for you. Spices and natural flavoring. Makes me want a burger, but mustard is very good for you. So, now cheese that's processed. Not gonna want that. I already went over that. Now, fast food. That's one thing that there's good fast food restaurants out there, I'll say, but they're so few and far between. Maybe it's good to cut it off altogether, but it's again up to you. The one that you can't eat at all is McDonald's. You can't eat that at all if you want to be healthy. I mean, if you got this far in the video and you're just gonna keep eating McDonald's, I don't know what to do. Because it's so violently bad for you. I'm going to put up pictures for a little bit here because I have so many pictures of McDonald's and how awful they are. They're run by Satanists. I'm going to tell you right now. I could do a home video on McDonald's and it'd be an hour long. I might do that, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to go over it right now in the food video. They're run by Satanists, as you can see in this picture I'm going to put up. It's just all so, it's awful. It's really bad. It's really bad, guys. It's really no joking matter. I know it's funny, but to hear me go off about it, because it's just, I'm really passionate about McDonald's. I'm passionate about how they're just so evil, and they're really bad. Their food doesn't even age. I mean, as you can see in this illustration here, their food doesn't even age. You leave the burger out, you leave the fries out, they don't get moldy, they don't get fungus on them. A wise man once said, if the bacteria don't eat it, maybe we shouldn't either. And I'll say that again. If the fungus don't eat it, maybe we shouldn't either. Very smart. Very, very smart. Now, I saw an ad once for McDonald's that said 100% beef. 100% beef. 100% Angus beef or something. And I thought, wow, what's everything else? What's it always been? Oh, not food. Okay. Because it's not. You know, they advertise 100% beef to just keep their appearance up, I assume, because people don't even care. People just go there anyway. Then knowing it's not good for you. It's just pink goo in some cases. Ooh. Okay. I'm thinking of the pictures I'm going to post, and they got to be hilarious because I have so many. Now, McDonald's, as I said, I could do a whole video on that. There's so much more out there than McDonald's. It's so bad for you. It's so bad for you. It's garbage. And it's cheap too, and because it's garbage. Now, moving swiftly on, because I didn't want to make this an hour-long video, but I can see it's going to be close. That's all right. I had this made, and it was like an hour and 16 minutes, so I'm trimming it down. I'm going to make it a short video. It's going to be about an hour, but it'll be shorter, as you can see. Like I say that, like it's going to be this, and you're looking at it, and it's like, it's 2 hours long, Zach. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm making this. I'm making a recording. I'm not that good with making videos on the spot. Okay. I'm not good with technology. I'm sorry. If anyone wants to help me, that'd be great. I'm talking about food. No, what I'm doing. So their food doesn't age. McDonald's, you can't eat it. But now back to margarine. I talked a little bit about butter and stuff. But you're gonna want to buy butter, and you're gonna want to buy butter, or you can buy alternatives. You cannot buy Country Crock, because I'm gonna go over that in a second, and you're not gonna believe what's in it. I've been buying Country Crock and like using that for forever. But you're gonna want to buy butter, or like spreadable butter. Like I have Smart Balance here, because sometimes I like to make a grilled cheese, and like it's easier to use spreadable butter. Sometimes I have Smart Balance here. It's it says it's butter and a non-GMO canola oil blend. It says non-GMO. And looking at the ingredients of this Smart Balance stuff, it's butter, canola oil, water, salt, a little bit of milk, and fish oil. Fish oil is extremely beneficial to not only your body but also your brain. Really, really beneficial. I think that's interesting that that's in there. But butter, and you're going to want to buy, like I have this Smart Balance non-GMO canola oil blend. Why are you going to want to buy that? Because it's delicious, but it's also natural, and it's healthy for you. Looking over at this old thing of Country Crock I had in the fridge, which I'm glad I had, so I can read it. Because I'm just going to read some of the ingredients. It has citric acid. It's so many ingredients. Oh, here we go at the bottom. It says natural and artificial flavor. Well, what do we learn about that? Chemicals. That's all I need to go over. This is artificial and natural and artificial. You see how they do that? They also lighten the artificial thing. Yeah, it's chemicals, it's poisonous, and we don't have to put that on. But there's also natural stuff in it. There's artificial flavors. There's natural and there's artificial. There's natural stuff in there. Oh, and there's artificial. There's poison, but there's also not poison. We also mix some food in there. Oh, that's great. That's just so ridiculous how they just can do that. Natural and artificial flavors. Doesn't sound too bad at first, but when you do your research and find out that it's poison, whew, it's going to make you change your eating habits. I can tell you that much. And I hope I have done that already. Now, you're just going to feel better once you eat better. Okay. I wanted to go over something that I talked about earlier. That was microwaves. How you cook your food. If you do use a microwave, I said I'd go over that. I'm gonna put a video up, or I'll put pictures up. Excuse me. I'll put pictures up of somebody who used water. I forget what kind of water it was, but he used the same kind of water. It might have been filtered water, it might have been like reverse osmosis, something like that. He used water, and it was the same water. He used good water to water one plant, and then he used the same good water, but he microwaved it. He microwaved the water that was the same water, and then he put it in the other plant. I think it was on the left here. He put the microwaved water in the plant on the left. Very quickly, that plant died. I'm talking very quickly, that plant was gone. That's scary. That's scary in itself, but if you just use your mind and think of what a microwave is, it's just as scary. I mean, it's no good. I mean, think about this. You cook in a metal on a stove, in an oven, in a mini oven. I use like a mini oven because it's hotter faster, but not a microwave. I do not use a microwave anymore because it's not safe. Okay. Think about this. You cook in metal and glass on a... Oh, you can use glass in the microwave. You cook in metal in a stove. You put metal in a microwave and it distorts it. You put metal in a microwave and it distorts and destroys it, and it blows up the microwave. That's not right. I don't know. That's enough info. And then with the stuff you're looking at, of how it murders plants. I mean, you microwave water and you water your plants, it kills them. Well, what if you cook food and there's water in the food, and let alone the actual food itself? What happens then when you eat it? Now ask yourself that question. I mean, that's really real. That's really important. Okay. So I don't microwave my food, and I really would recommend you don't either. Hopefully, I've persuaded you with these things, with the talking about what a microwave is, and with these pictures. It's really true that when you microwave stuff, the quality of the food not only goes down, the nutrition goes down, and the benefits of the food itself goes down because it's been radiated. So. I wouldn't microwave your food, but all I can do is give you advice and tell you the truth, and hope that you do the right thing. Okay. So, to wrap up the video, under an hour. That's a big accomplishment. Under an hour. I'm happy about that. Okay. Yeah, test your water with a pool kit. And to see it, and make sure it's the water you're buying, or if you drink tap water has been found to actually, in some cases, be very alkaline and healthy for you. And so, I urge you to test it with a pH tester that you can find at any pool store. Also, if you're buying specific kinds of water that are like big names, maybe you could look at some other people's videos. because they do a good job testing lots of different kinds of waters in some cases. I forget the videos that I saw about them, but look them up. Some of them, but anyway. I drink 100% juice. I have to research tea. And no soda. Soda's very acidic. I mean, I understand some people dislike soda, but that's quick gains. I mean, that's like back to the candy. I didn't talk about candy much other than the chemicals found in some of it. But like I stopped eating Hershey's, and because it's just like I was like out to, someone told me, put it in my mind that I couldn't eat Hershey's, and I was like, no, because I'm sorry if I sound weird. I am sick. Of course, I always sound weird because I have a back injury. But that's all right. Now, someone told me I couldn't eat Hershey's. I was like, no, my Hershey's. All right, I was like, and then I realized I was like out to get Hershey's and eat them at the highest rate I could. Just get them and eat them. And so I stopped eating Hershey's. I was like, no, because it was like kind of like addicting for whatever reason. So I stopped eating. Now I found out that it has preservatives in it, so I have to stop eating it anyway. Stopped eating Snickers and Hershey's and stuff like that because I was just lusting after them. It was just like being addictive, and they're not even healthy. They're full of sugar and preservatives and chemicals. So that's no good. And yeah, so test your water. Make sure it's alkaline, or at least not very acidic. Make sure it tests light green on the scale. I drink juice. That's really good. Have to research tea. No soda. Now, but back to the candy thing. It's the same thing with soda and candy. They're not good for you at all. And what it is just momentary pleasure equaling unhealthy. I can tell you right now, it's the same thing with life. Momentary pleasure equals unhealthiness. Okay, you're going to get momentary pleasure, but are you going to get long-term pleasure? Probably not. Okay, so momentary pleasure isn't worth your health, and it isn't worth your life. It's the same thing. Very interesting. Very interesting. And honestly, you can get so much more pleasure by just doing the right thing in life. By eating healthy, you're going to get the food, everything tastes better. Like all the stuff I've been going over, like the regular maple syrup tastes better than whatever the alternative is. Actual butter mixed with like actual ingredients is better than like that country crock is. It's a crock. It says there on the title. It doesn't even say what country crock is. It just says country crock. Country fresh taste. That's it. Original. Doesn't say what it is. Anyway, it all tastes better. And so that's your drinks. And yeah, and maybe watch that. Some people find that spring water, like the spring water in bottles, it's actually worse than tap water. It's very acidic. Obviously, it's a lie. It's not spring water, because spring water would be alkaline, at least somewhat alkaline. It wouldn't be acidic, and it would be either beneficial to you or not harmful at all. It'd be 7 or something like that. Like at worst, it'd be 6.5, 7, which is barely acidic to us. Now, artificial flavors, as I said, artificial flavors are not flavors most of the time. They say they're artificial flavors because they have to put something, because it's poison. They have to say artificial because it's poison. They don't have to say poison, though. Isn't that very interesting? Now, the chemicals are used to process it often, taking away most or many or most of the benefits, if not all of the benefits, that the food has or had. If they use plants to process it or to produce it, it would cost money. And they don't want to spend money. They don't care about you. They just want the money. They just care about money. And they save a lot of money by poisoning people. But you don't have to support them. There's a lot of other options out there. And it starts by looking at the ingredients and doing your own research, as I have. And I hope you do too. So, in closing, I just wanted to say that, and honestly, you're going to be so much happier, and you're going to be so much healthier. Oh, and some of this food is a little bit more expensive because, as I said, it's actually food. They're going to make you pay for food, for nutrition, for things that they have to grow, for things that they have to raise. They're going to make you pay more for things of that nature. They're going to make you pay more for food, for nutrition. They're not going to make you pay for chemicals. They're not going to make you pay for McDonald's. They're not going to make you pay for garbage. You're not going to have to pay for garbage. Garbage is free. The closer you get to garbage, the cheaper the food is going to get. I'm not saying you have to go out and spend a lot of money, but I'm saying it may cost a little bit more money. It will be worth it, however. Maybe you have to save in other areas, like cutting your power usage, your electricity. There's a lot of other areas you could save, but this isn't a money-saving video. But sometimes you do have to save. You have to save, like cut down on your power and your gas as well. Personally, my house isn't heated by gas, but the majority of the world's house, of course, is heated by gas and furnaces that run on natural gas provided by your city. So you may want to cut down on gas and cut down on electricity so you can save in other areas to live a happy, healthy life by eating food and nutrition and things that are very healthy for you. Okay. It's going to be so worth it. I mean, you're going to feel better. I guarantee you're going to feel better. Mentally, because you know you're eating food, but physically, because your body knows you're eating food too. Your body's very strong. The human body is an amazing thing, and it can overcome some of this poison. You might get cancer. You might get these horrible diseases. You might get arthritis. You might get osteoporosis. You might get infections. You might get all these other things, but you might not die. And you might not get too sick, but you're still going to be unhealthy. And so it's very important that you eat properly and that you eat according to the fact that we are the temple of the Holy Spirit. Your body is an amazing thing, and sure, it can overcome that. But you can use a lot more energy. You're going to have more energy. You're going to have more energy. You're going to be so much healthier and happier. I guarantee it. Then you're going to have more energy to do important things. As I said, your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, so you should treat it as such. Treat it as a holy temple, because that's what it is. We can be, once you're born again, you are the temple of the Holy Spirit, so you must be treating your body right either way. And it's just so worth it. This was a very important video, and that's why it's an hour long, or almost an hour. And so that's all I had to say in closing. This was an important video, hence it being so long. And so I guess that's all I really have. I'll try to cut it before it's an hour. And so hopefully you got a lot out of this. If you have any questions, please email me. And my email is in the description. Or just comment on this video and I can get back to you as soon as I can. Email might be a little bit quicker though. And so in closing, that's all I have to say. And if you have any questions, please ask. And thank you for listening. Peace.